what's up? Master Jamal here. I know. It's been like 4 months, and I know before I'd be like, oh, life been lifing. And life been lifing. And in all honesty, I'm just going to make a separate video talking about what happened in those 4 months, and then just have that video also talk about this whole freaking year of 2025 on the Gregorian calendar. And unfortunately, this is also take 2 of this video because stuff was going on. Thought I needed to do a reset of my PC and reinstall Windows 11, but I did some troubleshooting and it's running smoothly. And I was like, okay, cool. I already edited the video enough. Let me just go in and finish up the other edits that I was planning to do. But now the video is gone. The file for the video is gone. I don't know where it went. In the process of me optimizing my storages, because you have the C drive, the D drive, and then my external hard drive, I was moving things from the D drive to the external hard drive. And then once I realized, oh, okay, because I was in the process of just backing things up, I'm like, oh, okay, so apparently I don't have to do the reset like I thought I did. Okay, cool. Let me just delete the stuff that I added to my external hard drive from my D drive and my C drive. Apparently in the process of doing that, when I copied the files to the external hard drive, I put it in the same folder as the video I was editing and recorded the first time. The video is gone. I don't know how the video is gone because it doesn't make any sense. The same folder that I had the video in is there, but what's also in that folder is everything else I copied from the C and D drives, but the video is gone. That was frustrating because it's like, bro, what do you mean? I specifically was looking at this video and testing it out before I turned off my computer and went to the gym, which is why my face looks so oily, because I was sweating. I'm recently coming from the gym. But it doesn't change the fact that, like, yo, I literally saw the video there, saw it running really smoothly in Premiere Pro, and now the video is gone once I come back. When I left, the video was on my PC. But when I came back, the video is gone. It's almost as if anyway, like that was like 3 minutes of me complaining about technology being weird. But as you saw in the video title, man, how to not keep your manifestations in a chokehold. And think of it like this: like everything I was using in the first video I'm going to be talking about now, it's like it's not going to be a one-to-one because I'm not going to say the same exact things. But anyway, imagine you are Homer Simpson and your manifestation is Bart. You are choking the life out of your manifestation, and in the process of you doing that, you are preventing your manifestation the ability to breathe. You're preventing your manifestation to come to you, because let me see. So one of my mentors, Master Karshna, he put the manifestation process in words, in a metaphor like this: that manifestation is like Amazon. You set that intention, that's you putting in your order, and God, so its universe, is going to take your order and then deliver it back to you. And that process in this Amazon Prime or this Amazon metaphor is that package or that intention, that energy will be returned to you. That timeline is to be determined. It could be overnight, because yes, it can happen overnight. It could be the next day. It could be a couple hours. It could be in a week. It could be in a month. It could be a year. It could be anything. All that matters is you are moving with the intention that you already have it, and you're keeping yourself in the present moment. Because it's like this. Like I know I just explained that, but let me break it down a little bit more. So a lot of people don't realize this, but the reason your manifestation hasn't shown up yet is because you're gripping it too tight. And I know I elaborated on that, right? just about a minute ago or so, looking down at the time of the video, just about a minute or so, I elaborated on that. With that, you're trying to control the how, you're trying to control the when, you're trying to control like the form that it arrives in. And it's that energy of wanting to control so much of it that is keeping you from receiving it. So myself, for example, I used to do a lot of visualization. And like this was like 2019 when I was like started my leap of faith in my spiritual journey. I was doing a lot of visualizing, doing a lot of techniques, and I'm like, yo, nothing is happening. But the fact that nothing was happening was because I wasn't allowing it to happen. And Master Shri Akarshan would be like, yeah, you're not allowing it to happen. Because like in the meeting I had with him, and also hearing him talk about it to other people, you're not allowing it to happen. I'm like thinking to myself, what do you mean I'm not allowing it to happen? I'm doing the thing. I'm putting in my order to Amazon so I can receive my package, but it's not happening. Like what's going on here? I'm doing the processes. I'm doing all the processes. I'm doing all the things. I'm doing blah, blah, blah. I'm doing this and doing that. But not allowing it to happen is you still thinking about it. Is you still feeling like you don't have it. Is you still like anticipating it when you should just be expecting it or moving as though you already have it. And it's like when you have your manifestation in a chokehold, it pretty much means you're saying you don't trust the process. You don't trust that you're going to receive it because doubts will come in. You'll probably even talk about it to people. And that's another thing. I'm going to say this again because I know I've said it before in other videos. Shut up about your manifestations. It is not for everybody to hear. Not even the closest people that you actually trust. It's not for everybody to hear. Don't talk about it. Don't even mention it. Don't even like allude to it. Just keep it to yourself. It's between you and God. Anyway, getting back to it, with you trying to control the how, it's something like this. You have attachment, which will equal tension, which will then equal resistance. Manifestation is vibrational. It needs space to breathe. You have to let it go. Get your hands off its neck. Allow it to breathe. Allow it to exist. And focus over here. Focus over here. Because I could use an example with, like I mentioned this before in another video, which I'll have that video around here somewhere. When I manifested pizza for the first time. Like the first time I was like really wanting to make sure I understood how manifestation works was when I had this job working at this nonprofit organization. I was a graphic designer and like assistant supervisor for the t-shirt business that was there. And it was on one of the days where I got in early by myself because the assistant manager himself, he was on vacation. I think he was off the whole week. So it was just me getting there like 9, 10 in the morning, starting with orders, and then the students arrive whenever we get out of school. But on this day, listening to Master Shri Akarshan's videos, I was like thinking to myself, like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna ask for some pizza, or just say I want some pizza and just move forward with that. And like, I'm already keeping myself busy because there's a 500 shirt order and like a 70 shirt order. The 500 shirt order was on an automatic forehead press, and the 70 shirt order was on a manual forehead press. So here I am going back and forth between the automatic press and the manual press, and making sure the shirts are aligned. When I'm loading the shirts onto the pallets, I forgot what they're called. It's been so long since I did screen printing. But yeah, it was 4 colors on one, and it's gold, white, 2 colors on another. So I was only using 2 of the 4 heads on the manual and all 4 on the automatic. And what's so cool about the automatic, I'm gonna just talk about how cool it was. It had 6 pallets to rotate between, bruh, freaking amazing. I got so many shirts done before the students arrived. But anyway, as I was like making sure everything was working properly, I just said to myself, I want some pizza. I just left it at that. So I put the intention out there and set the intention and sent the intention and forgot about it because I was so focused on making sure everything was working in that moment. And I just kept going back and forth, printing out shirts, send them to the dryer, the conveyor dryer that was there. And it's like, it's as simple as that. we are complicating it for ourselves. Then additionally to that, the universe mirrors back what is within you. How you are feeling within, that's what you're going to experience. It doesn't matter how many affirmations you say. It doesn't matter what processes or techniques or spells that you do. If you are feeling shaky or uncertain or feeling doubt within yourself, then it's not going to happen, because you are generator, operator, and destroyer, and you have the final say. You just have to remember that you have the final say. Another thing that a lot of people don't get with this, a lot of the doubts, the uncertainty, and the anxiety, it comes from fear. Like that low vibrational energy, fear, because how can I put this in words? So we don't realize that it's the fear of losing, the fear of missing out, or honestly even feeling as though you're not worthy of receiving it. And interestingly enough, I've heard a lot of people over the years mention that they feel unworthy of things, and it didn't hit me on what that felt like until I actually started to feel it at one point in my life. And then honestly, even as I'm saying this right now, I didn't realize I was feeling unworthy of stuff until, because I'm reflecting on that time where I was hearing these people say it, and at the time I was thinking to myself, what do you mean you don't feel worthy? How do you not feel worthy of stuff? And then like this again, this is past the piece of manifestation and all of that. And it's like I'm thinking about it now, like, yeah, that was a point where I felt unworthy, and I didn't feel like, and I wasn't aware that I was feeling unworthy. It's not until now that I realized, yeah, there were times where I definitely felt unworthy about when it came to anything. But it doesn't change the fact that, like, yeah, ultimately the root of it all is fear. If you're angry about something not happening, it's still, all of it roots back to fear. And the breakdown is kind of like this. You have fear, which will lead to you wanting to control, which will lead to creating resistance, which will then lead to creating delay. But what it should be is more like this. You should surrender, which will lead to trusting, which will lead to aligning, which will lead to flow, which will then lead to you receiving your manifestation. But to break this down in the flow of things and how I talk about it with the higher self, the lower self, and the eternal self. As the eternal self, well, also going back to my piece of manifestation story, me going back and forth in between the two presses, printing the shirts, that was me as my eternal self. My eternal self was also asking, I want pizza. And higher self, the one that is like acting from a place that is already done, was like, yeah, we finna get some pizza. Because I didn't ask how I was going to get the pizza. I didn't know when I was going to get the pizza. I didn't question anything about the pizza. I was just like, I want some pizza. And I just focused on the right now. Because the present is the only constant thing. Which in a way you could even say, with the present moment and you expressing your eternal authentic self, you can create or even recreate your past, and definitely create your future or possible future timeline. And then you have your lower self. Your lower self is the one who will keep you safe. And honestly, I was already feeling safe. I wasn't feeling any fear of it not happening. I was just so locked in. And this is why I appreciate the Bhagavad Gita so much, because it talks about you using your lower self to help you achieve your Christ consciousness. And in that moment, I was just locked in. Like, something that also happens when you're in a process of manifestation, you will start to see like synchronicities and whatnot, whether it be angel numbers, certain scents you will smell, like all the five senses will receive some kind of synchronization that your manifestation is on the way. In my case, when I was in the screen printing shop, I didn't really have any. I was just also, besides not even seeing any things, I was in a room by myself. I was just so locked into the present moment of getting the job done that I wasn't even thinking about or questioning anything. So it's that level of, I know I'm finna get this. Yeah, you have to be so knowing that you're going to get it that you don't even think about it. If that makes sense. And if that doesn't make sense, let me put it to you like this. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means aligning so fully with the frequency of already having it that you don't need to chase it. Just like I was saying a moment ago, aligning with it so fully that you don't need to chase it, you don't need to question it, you don't even need to think about it. You're just locked in to whatever it is that you're doing. And you can even create a scenario where it's like, okay, I want this manifestation. I don't know how long it's going to take. So let me put that intention out there, put that energy out there so that God, source, universe knows that this is what I'm doing. And also, let me create these other things over here for me to focus on, so I don't have to think about that, so I don't have to look at that. Because these other things over here, like whether it's your job, whether it's like other things that are completely irrelevant to your manifestation, create, it's almost like you're tricking yourself into receiving your manifestation, because in a way you quite literally are. And I know sometimes it can be easier said than done. Like some jobs you don't want to be there, but you have to trick yourself. You have to be so focused on being the best at the job, regardless of what the job is. And in my case, I was so focused on just getting the job done right and making sure every shirt was good, making sure none of the screens bled any ink, because if the screen bleeds ink, that's a messed up design on the shirt. You can't give that to the customer. So I was like, nah, I ain't have room for no error. I was all the way locked in. And it's like the let go framework will look something like this. Step 1 is clarity, knowing what you want in detail. In my case, it was the pizza. Something small, like if you want to, I would say starting off with a small manifestation, like just as a recommendation. You can do whatever you want because you are generator, operator, and destroyer. You can do whatever you want. But then step 2 is charge. That's you aligning your energy and worse. You aligning your energy using visualization, gratitude, excitement, joy, any of those things to charge that manifestation, because it's that energy that you give it that will allow it to come. Step 3, release. Now, with releasing, you can say to yourself, I trust this is going to come to me, or I know this is going to come to me, or I want this, or I am grateful that I have received this. Like speak about it in a way that works for you in terms of releasing it, because you already have it. So it's like there's no point in trying to do anything extra to receive it if you already have it, right? But step 4, redirect. Take inspired action elsewhere, work out, create content, serve others. In the case of my pizza situation, I was locked into the work that I was doing. That was roughly like almost 600 shirts. Because it was a little over 500, but less than 550. And the other shirt order was like 60, 70-ish. So it was about 600 shirts that I was going through. And man, that day alone, I did so many shirts. I probably did like more than 300 shirts that day just by myself. Because the automatic press, and all I had to do was like check the screen, check the alignment of the shirts, and that was it. But step 5, receive. And with step 5, I mentioned this already about the synchronicities, and that's receive. You will notice synchronicities while the process is going. So with all of that, and also for the next thing I'm about to do, I recommend you screenshot this, because I'm going to give you like a process on how to let go when you're doing your manifestation, and as well go back, screenshot those other things I was talking about. But for the one that I'm about to talk about now, which will appear on the screen, the Letting Go Toolkit is what I'm calling it for now. I don't know if I'm gonna like give it an official name, but I'm just gonna stick with the Letting Go Toolkit. You have breathwork. So with breathwork, like I will have videos in the link description, in the description below, linked in the description below. Talking about some of the other breathwork exercises that I can do that help me on my journey, which I know will help for you because I know it works. But in this case, for the breathwork, for the Letting Go Toolkit, you will inhale and say to yourself, I trust. Exhale and say to yourself, I release. Whether you say it softly and quietly to yourself or using your inner dialogue. And there's also scripted. So you script it just once, not like a daily repetition. You script it one time in one of your notebooks or on a sticky note, and you put it somewhere you don't look often, like somewhere that will be not easy to see, like on the back of a page, or on a sticky note behind your door, or a sticky note behind, like somewhere. Like put it somewhere that you know you won't be able to see it, and then redirect the mind to the present moment when obsessive thoughts come up. And this is where it comes in the, what was the saying? Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because as soon as those thoughts come in, as soon as those energies come up, you have to check yourself. Be like, okay, this thought is here, or this feeling is here. As long as you do not identify with the feeling and say, I am this or I am that, you're good. The next step is move energy physically, whether it be going to the gym, dancing, doing some kind of meditation or yoga, stretching, anything to keep the energy moving. Because what's so important about this part of the Letting Go Toolkit is you have to move your body so that energy can move through you. And this also references the step before with redirecting your thoughts into the present moment when obsessive thoughts come up. Because as we are being generators, operators, and destroyers, we are also receivers. So in the process of us receiving our manifestation, other things will come through the reception, because we are like literal walking antennas. And one of the easy and best ways to allow your body to be a better receiver is to move your body. Like stretch, especially the hips, like the hip area, because I'm also a personal trainer. The hips carry a lot of tension in them. So stretch your hip flexors, stretch your glutes, stretch your lower abs, like stretch. Like just honestly just get into yoga. Even if it's like a beginner video you find on YouTube, get into yoga. And or even Tai Chi, like YouTube University is what I heard it be called. You can find a lot of stuff on YouTube, just to be honest. And then the last one, a journal prompt. If if you I can't even do it. Oh, man, bro, I'm thinking about that video now. Because he always started off with if. But anyway, ask yourself this on a journal prompt. If I already had it, what would I stop worrying about right now? If I already had it, what would I stop worrying about right now? And I'm gonna give you another one just because. If you already had the money, besides spending the money, what else would you be doing? Because if you have the money, you're gonna spend it anyway, whether it's on bills, on food, on a car, on a home, on a date, on a ring. You're gonna spend the money, but what else would you be doing? What other habits would you have if you already had the money? What things would you do? What kind of like plans would you make with the money besides spending it? Because you're going to spend it. You're going to make investments. You're going to use the money for stuff. But what other habits would you have? Sit on that. Like definitely sit on that. In the end, when you stop strangling your manifestations, they start to breathe life into you. It's not about chasing outcomes. It's about becoming the frequency that attracts what you want. Because like I said a moment ago, we are receivers. And the more we align to that version of us that already has it, the easier it becomes for us to receive the things that we want. Yes, other unnecessary things will come through the reception, but that is kind of inevitable. But that's why, as a generator, operator, and destroyer, you decide the final say with what comes to you. And one more thing. I just had a brain fart. What the heck? Oh, okay, I remember. So, I mean, words. Let me give you one more question. What are you still gripping so tightly that needs to be released? What are you still gripping so tightly that needs to be released? If you're ready to master yourself or begin your journey, or if you feel like you don't know what to do on your journey, or you want to get aligned, this is exactly what I do in one-on-one mentoring or group mentoring. Like, I'm all about the community because I'm realizing, like, yo, the community aspect of things is really needed, especially for this, because especially when it comes to the spiritual things, there's unfortunately a lot of fakers out here. A lot of people aren't being as authentic as they should be and are allowing their ego to do a lot of the work for them, which isn't bad. It's just very inconvenient. But whether it be one-on-one or a group session, let me know. There'll be a link down in the description. We can set something up, or you can even just DM me on Instagram, whichever one works for you. But that would be all for now. Peace, love, and prosperity to you guys, and I'll see you next time.